Ringing up Graeme Kenna.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up, or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here. Once again, leaving yourself another daily message like a broken record. You have to agree that I am very persistent. I leave a daily message for you every single day. And you're also very persistent and negligent by refusing to engage with me and yet at the same time plotting, planning, conspiring to bring about my downfall. Today is the 12th of July 2024. I'm just reminding myself that on the 12th of July 2018, I myself had raised a safeguarding alert regarding the failures of your associates and you, the local authority, by providing appropriate provisions for my brother while he was being neglected. And I made a video of this and sent it to everybody. I sent that video as a result of initially raising a safeguarding alert, to both you, the local authority, and also the Office of the Public Guardian. I'm just in the process of drafting that as an email, so I would advise you to review my email that I'm going to be sending shortly to see the fact that sorry about that. To advise you of the fact that I'm shortly going to be sending out this information for you to review yourself. No doubt you'll be doing so. But yes, on the 18th of July, I was forced to make a video of evidencing my brother being neglected and publicized it and sent you a copy as a local authority and also sent that copy to the Office of the Public Guardian. So my safeguarding alert on the 12th hadn't been fruitful enough to receive for you to engage or have a response. But then on the 18th of July, I made a video and sent that video out to you and the Office of the Public Guardian, only for you then to come down on the 23rd of July 2018 to assess the situation. And that was quite clearly a fraudulent enterprise, because the Office of the Public Guardian had come down and Adalat had come down, and also the city mental health team, Dr. Shamoon Sami had come down, all on the same time, looking to visit my brother. So there was a coordinated effort, supposed to be independent, but all came down at the same time, and you messed up there, because obviously it quite clearly showed the fact that you were all colluding together and colluding and conspiring together to target and victimize me. So you'd come down on the 23rd of July 2018 to try to see if you could abduct my brother, and there was no justification to do so. Adalat was there, and once again I recorded it. You can watch it on the video relating to that. And then subsequently, the following week or 10 days later, on the 3rd of August, Nadia Khan, Sanjeev Singh, Dr. Shamoon Sami, Dr. Nasser with an interpreter have come down with a specific aim to abduct my brother on the 3rd of August 2018, with a aim with a specific aim to abduct him, and you've sectioned him and then look to remove me as the nearest relative towards the end of that month. And then obviously see from the recent email I've sent you, that you did not let me see my brother or let me have any telephone contact with him until the 23rd of September 2018. And yes, so you had deliberately come down to kidnap my brother on the 3rd of August 2018, after I myself had raised a safeguarding alert. My brother was in your care and custody until the 14th of December, and in the meantime you were working with West Yorkshire Police on the Pocker case, and had me sent back to prison on the 7th of 6th or the 7th of or the 6th of November 2018 for me to be released from towards the end of the month. But my point is that you had my brother in your care and custody for several months. You were unable to establish that lax capacity. What you had done was you had then coerced and coached my brother to sign over his DWP appointeeship to you, which was clearly fraudulent, because you had also removed me as a DWP and handed it over to Adalat. So there's a whole history there of 6 years ago what you were attempted to do, and because at the time you were not able to pursue the removing me as a nearest relative, because evidently my mother was still alive, and she automatically would become the nearest relative if I am deposed as nearest relative. And what you wanted to do was you wanted to say that my mother's not well enough, so that but she had already given me her lasting power of attorney. So irrespective of whether I was directly my brother's nearest relative in the court proceedings that you look to pursue at the end of August 2018 up until November 2018, whether I'm directly my brother's nearest relative or acting as a proxy agent and acting as a nearest, where my mother's the nearest relative, this was already complicated for you, and the court proceedings you eventually dropped because you were then were looking to focus in on targeting and removing my mother from the scene. So hence why by the following month of December 2018, you've instigated proceedings. On the day that my brother's been released to me from the care trust, you've instigated court of protection proceedings. And within 2 weeks, the judge, this nefarious, villainous, evil, prostituting judge, District Judge Beckley, has granted you removal of my lasting powers of attorney for my mother, and or automatically assigned a financial deputy for my mother without my awareness or involvement, or without my mother's awareness or involvement. This was quite clearly a fraudulent activity on your part, because you were rather than you. This is the reason that you abandoned the nearest, removing me as a nearest relative, because if I was removed as a nearest relative directly, my mother was still alive and she was my brother's nearest relative, for which I had a lasting power of attorney. So then you chose to remove the lasting power of attorney by December and look to target on my mother. In the meantime, all this time from the 14th of December 2018 onwards until the 8th of August 2023, my brother's even been in my care. All right, I've been looking after him, and you've been controlling all his money and finances, haven't you? And you've been neglecting him to provide him with any support services, and I've made you aware of my cost charges policy ever since. So here we are, several decades later, several years later now, 6 years later, and all you've really done is you're just continuing on the continuation of your initial abduction of my brother on the 3rd of August 2018. You've now abducted him on the 8th of August 2024, 6 years later, but this time you're trying to act as a nearest relative. I'm still my brother's nearest relative. You never deposed me as a nearest relative. And had to accept that I am his nearest relative, and handed him over to me. You've subsequently
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
So, as I was saying, I'm going to have to end the call now, but as I was saying, you had removed you had attempted to remove me as the nearest relative, and realized that I had lasting power of attorney for my mother. You then proceeded from 2019 to 2022 to end my mother's life, and now then subsequently kidnapped my brother in 2023, but I still remain his nearest relative. You're not his nearest relative. You've not gone to court and deposed me as nearest relative. You may be able to do so now that my mother's dead, but you've not done that. I'm still his next of kin and nearest relative, and so therefore, why are you refusing to let me see my brother? You can't just simply dictate who the nearest relative is. Who is the nearest? Is it you? You've not gone to court to get the nearest relative. All you've so far done is got your privately commissioned the police to have me arrested on neglect charges, and the reality is that it's quite evident that my brother's presently being neglected in the care home.
You've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. If you are happy with your message, press 4. Message sent. Goodbye.
Every single day it's the same thing. These people have messed up. They've done everything back to front. They've got the judges and the courts to help them retrospectively do things. But I'm arguing and fighting with them, saying that no, what you're doing is illegal and unlawful. So they've attempted to remove me as nearest relative, kidnapped my brother 6 years ago, failed to do so, and then subsequently just continued with this. There's a continuation continuation there, and it's a continuation that goes all the way back to December 2002, over 22 years ago. It's just a simple continuation of the same saga. They're not able to do their jobs properly. They're looking to target and victimize me and coerce me and corral me into situations that they can then exploit, and that are to my detriment, and then claim to be a local authority and then claim ignorance of the situation. There's no claiming ignorance of this situation. They're going to murder my brother Talib. They've got no other option, and I've got no other option but to continue to persist.